Listen, one of the simplest things you can do to fix your TRT protocol isn't to change the dose. I think a lot of people think that they're on the wrong dose. So they go from 140 to 200 to 210, back down to 120. They think the dose is what determines the efficacy of the TRT protocol. Truth of the matter is, oftentimes you don't actually need to change the dose, you just need to change the frequency, because changing the frequency of your testosterone injection dramatically changes the results. I mean, think about this. We know that if you take somebody and you do daily injections of testosterone cypionate, that the hormonal peaks and valleys are going to completely level out, right? You'll have a completely like a flat line of testosterone where it doesn't really move up or move down. It kind of just goes like this. That changes the response at the gene expression level, at the androgen receptor level. It changes erections, it changes libido, it changes anabolism, it changes energy. Whereas if you inject every 4th day, every 5th day, every 6th day, every 7th day, or every 10th day, the kinetics of that testosterone and therefore the response in your body is completely different. So what I want to break down in this video is maybe it's not your dose that's wrong, where you're having subpar libido, erections, energy, anabolism. It's just your frequency, and that there is a massive difference with the same dose with a different frequency. Let's talk about this, because if you can just change your frequency and keep your dose the same and dial in on TRT, you're going to be a happy camper. Let's break down how. All right, boys, before we start the video, look, a couple major announcements. First of all, my company, Cortex Labs, is a TRT guidance and sexual dysfunction resolution company. 2 major announcements. Just launched High Dose TRT Mastery. This is an hour-long video course. I'm going to go to the page real quick so that you can look at the cover. Mega dosing TRT, the best injection frequency for boluses of testosterone, achieving supercharged libido and erections on high doses, enjoying cycle-level anabolism and strength, exposing daily injections that's inferior. This is the video course you guys have been waiting for. High Dose TRT Mastery is live. It's a complete system for achieving maximum libido erections, energy, well-being, and anabolism through strategic high-dose injection frequency. Get it in the description. It's live now. Use the code 20NOW and save 20%. I have brought back 50% off coaching. This applies to the 3-month and the 6-month programs. The code is 50NOW. If you need libido and erection problems resolved permanently, bring me on board. Let's start tomorrow. 50% off, thousands of dollars off. Code is in the description. Okay, so I'd have you think about something for a second here. And what I want to bring you back to is 2 different protocols that I've run over the years to illustrate the point. You can try this yourself. Say you're on 150 milligrams of testosterone a week, but you're doing daily injections. It's 21 milligrams a day, and this is what the plotter looks like. You end up peaking around 850. People are going to be plus or minus 100 to 150 nanograms per deciliter compared to what steroid plotter predicts. You might be entirely accurate. You're right at 850 or so, or you're at 950, or you're at 750. Typically, people tend to be a little bit above what steroid plotter is saying, but this is where you end up, okay? So your numbers are 850. You're very, very steady state. And on this protocol, 21 milligrams a day, 150 milligrams a week, you're going to have a certain degree of anabolism and a certain degree of sexual function. Specifically anabolism though, okay? Steady state, 850 or so, a degree of anabolism, whatever that ends up being. Now, what I want to do is change this to 150, the same total weekly dose. We're going to go every 7 days, and then we're going to plot that out and look at what happens. Again, we're peaking at 850. Let's see where we peak here. You do this every 7 days, you actually end up peaking around 970, so 1,000 or so nanograms per deciliter. You trough back down to, what is that, 778 or something, 780, call it. Same total weekly dose, vastly different kinetics with a higher peak, which means more androgen receptor binding, more androgen-mediated gene activity, which is really what the heavy-hitting punch is with TRT. It's the gene expression that matters. Now, experiments that I've run similar to this with daily injections at the same dose and then splitting that up into every 6 or 7 days. I should say gapping it out to every 6 or 7 days. The level of anabolism specifically, okay, throughout the entire effect duration window, the strength at the gym, but also the actual physical cosmetic pumps, the difference in my physique in these cases was significant. You're going to see this in the forums, right? Guys will do daily injections. They'll do it for a while. They'll go back to the once a week that they were initially prescribed, or they'll say, hey, you know, I tried daily injections first. I got a certain degree of energy and anabolism there, and then I switched to once a week injections or maybe every 5th day or 6th day injections, and I look fuller, I feel better, my libido is better, and my erections are consistent. How is it possible that on the same dose, you've got vastly different results? Because changing the frequency dramatically changes your TRT protocol. That's why. The simplest way to do an experiment to see how different your TRT protocol will be, if you're on a daily injection or an every other day injection protocol and things are lukewarm and you're not quite happy, is not to change the dose, but simply to change the frequency. And what I would suggest you do is start from every 4th day and then move your way outward all the way to every 7th day. Okay, there's been a lot of derogatory language around the every 7th day or once a week injection protocol, but what we've got to remember is that cypionate, roughly 5 to 7 day half-life. These protocols, more often than not, when people are doing daily or every other day injections and cannot dial in, revive their protocols. And we've been doing infrequent injections with testosterone cypionate from the beginning. That's in fact why it was created and why it became popularized. We didn't have to inject every day like prop. Here's what's going to happen if you gap out the frequency, if you change the frequency from daily or every other day. Number 1, you'll be noticeably more anabolic. You will have pumps in the gym and a fullness to your physique that is not the same, is substantially better than your daily injection protocol. Number 2, your libido is going to change. Maybe it changes for the worse, maybe it changes for the better. It really all depends on the androgen-estrogen ratio, but typically when people do this, their libido gets substantially better. I mean, what ultimately drives libido? Yes, estrogen to an extent, but ultimately it's the androgens. And if you're getting a higher saturation point via a higher peak, your libido is likely to be better. Number 3, your erections. Listen, we all have a threshold of androgens that we need to reach for erectile quality. Thinking about how it works at the 5,000 foot tissue level in terms of local DHT binding in the penis and the androgen threshold necessary to allow blood to stay trapped in the organ, erections are often better. I mean, I've had guys try all manner of frequent injection protocols. They never had erections. They just never had it. I mean, they could be a 1,000 total test, 1,200 total test, estrogen in the 40s, estrogen in the 30s. They never had spontaneous erections, and if they could induce an erection, the erection didn't last. Load up a milliliter of cypionate, right, in an entire 200 milligrams, give them a deep 1.5-inch intramuscular injection. Suddenly, within 2 days, I mean, literally that week, they're waking up with erections. They're having spontaneous erections. Their penis just works better via androgens, which make your penis work. I've seen these crazy cases of guys doing 3 pumps of cream, the 200 milligram cream. So they're just doing that on the scrotum every day, 100 IU HCG every day or every other day. Things are lukewarm. The bloods look fine. They seemingly have enough testosterone. Guess what then we would do? Inject a bolus of test prop, 50 to 70 milligrams, just one day randomly out of the blue. What happens? They go from not having erections to having erections that stay, which indicates like they've resolved a temporary venous leak or a vacancy in the penis due to insufficient androgens. Now there's no venous leak. Now blood stays trapped in the penis. Now their erections work. At the very least, you need to try it out, okay? I coach for a living. I mean, that's all I do. Like every day after doing content and in between the gym, I'm doing coaching with people on TRT. And the stories that I hear when people are injecting every day, every other day, right? And then we just change their frequency, even with the same dose, it's a dramatic difference because you're changing the hormone kinetics. Sometimes the simplest way to dial in on testosterone cypionate, again, the most popular ester that's being prescribed to people, is just to look at what frequency the ester was designed to inject. And when people gap that out to every 5th day, every 6th day, every 7th day, and then suddenly their entire protocol changes, they're leaner, they're fuller, they feel good, their body recomps better, their erections work again, their libido is high, it should be no surprise because now you're dosing the medication as it was intended to be used. All right, so just a little food for thought. You might not be on the wrong dose. I would stop looking at the dose as the driver of things. Yeah, doses do affect things. Look at your frequency first, because the folks telling you to inject every day, this is what they're saying. You change your frequency to daily, things change dramatically. They're right, but not always for the better. Same principle applies, boys, okay? You change the frequency by going further out, the effect is going to be dramatically different. Might not be on the wrong dose, brother. probably on the wrong frequency. For those of you that have paid special interest to me discussing high-dose TRT, I created a video course just recently, launched literally yesterday. It's called High-Dose TRT Mastery, the complete system for achieving max libido, max erections, max energy, max anabolism. Now, listen, to get what you truly need from TRT, you might have to megadose it. I teach you how to dose high doses of testosterone, enjoy basically cycle level anabolism, and have the libido and erections back like when you were young. Brand new, boys. 1 hour video course, high dose TRT mastery, 20% off. Code is 20 now. Save some money. Go get it. It's down in the description and it's yours today. Like now. I am providing a 50% discount code. It is 50 now to save thousands of dollars, or 50% on the 3 and 6 month coaching packages. Listen, we do these once a year. This is that time. If you need to get on board with me, use the code 50 now. Let's book. Watch thousands of dollars come off of the total. Saves you a ton of money. You're on with me for 3 or 6 months and we'll fix the protocol. This is all I do and you can trust that it'll work. This is all I do and you can trust we'll get the job done. All right, go to the description. Check out the new course. Consider some of the other courses that we've got on dialing in sexual function on TRT and dial in permanently. Let's go. All right, my brothers in Test, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you. Do me 2 favors. Like the video. I need you to like the video. If you're still here, this takes our channel, sends it into the stratosphere. Hit the like button, bro. Otherwise, sub to the channel. We are a rapidly growing TRT channel that takes conventional knowledge around TRT, puts it on its head, and discusses the truth of what works. That's all we care about. I'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. Please hit the sub button. Talking about frequency, let me leave you with a video right here that explains this further so you have the full picture. You're going to want to watch it. Won't take you long at all. And I promise it will be worth it. Kick ass, rock on, enjoy the rest of your day. And brother, I'll talk to you in the next one.